Good morning, eighth graders. It is your last full week of school. Crazy that we're already here at the end of May. This video is going to go through your weekly schedule because you're going to be working on an assignment that goes the entire week as sort of the final piece for Flowers for Algernon. So I'm going to break this down for you, what you should be doing each day. Please make sure you watch this video in its entirety so you know exactly what you need to do each day this week. I have Schoology pulled up here with the weekly agenda, and then I've got the list here of the different pieces that I'll be talking you through. You're going to be working this week on a Socratic seminar, and I have directions here. And it should bring you to a link that looks like this. Now, a Socratic seminar typically is done in person in school, where you have this face-to-face discussion where you ask each other questions about the reading and you try to go deeper. So we're going to try to do the Socratic seminar, but we're doing it obviously in the distance learning or the online environment. And so you are going to be in small groups on Schoology, having your own Socratic seminar later this week. And that's what the top part explains. If I go down here, these are the steps that you need to follow. One, you should read Flowers for Algernon, which technically you should have done last week. If you did not do that yet, just make sure you go back and get that read because you will need to have the story read and textual evidence pulled in order to do your assignment this week. The next step is responding to the discussion prompts below. And so I'll scroll down here. So after you read the story, what you need to do is choose 2 questions from each category. So you need to choose 2 questions to answer from friendship, 2 to answer from scientific experimentation, and 2 to answer from the death category. Okay, and I don't care which 2 you choose. So basically you're going to have 6 responses total. You will need to start a doc, which I'll show you here, and then you're going to answer the questions using race or races. If you click that link right here, it brings you to something that looks like this. We talked about this when we were in school. Basically, you just need to make sure you're restating and answering the question, citing evidence, pulling it from the text itself, explaining your answer and that evidence, and then summarizing it at the very end. So these responses that you are creating here should be lengthy. It's more than probably just 2 sentences because you have your topic, you're pulling evidence and explaining it, and then you do need a concluding statement at the end. And it's stated up here as well that you do need that textual evidence. So you need to pull specific lines and quotes from the actual story, Flowers for Algernon, to use in your responses. So if I go back to Schoology, that is your assignment for Tuesday and Wednesday, is right here, the written responses. When you open this assignment, it will lead you to something that looks like this. And this is where you're going to type your responses. Now, one thing I have noted, and I'll talk about it here in a minute, is do not click submit when you finish. When you finish an assignment, it makes it a view only, but you need to be able to still have access to it. So you just need to complete the document here, but not click submit. And so what you do is you have, here's your questions. So let's say I'm going to do this first question. What is the most important quality in a friend? I would copy and paste that right here. And then this is where I would be typing my response. Okay, so I would type it there in the box. Same thing for your second one for friendship. And then this doc just continues for scientific experimentation, the 2 questions, and then the 2 for the death section as well. Okay, so that's Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you're looking at that, you know, you're talking about probably about 10 minutes per response at least. So make sure they're lengthy, make sure that they're detailed. So that's what you're doing Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, by Wednesday night, or I would say early Thursday morning, you need to post this document into a Schoology discussion. Now, if I go back to Schoology, I only have one here showed up so you can see it. You are going to be assigned a Schoology group, so you will only be able to see one discussion board. Like this one, I've got 4 people that I just randomly put into this group. So by Wednesday night or Thursday morning, you're going to want to click onto this discussion, and this is where this is where you're going to post the link to this document because other people need to be able to look at it and comment on it. So post the link here, make sure it's viewed and commented on by your groups. So what I would do is go into here where you're going to make a comment, and then you're going to want to click link, and then you can post a viewable and a commented link. So where that is up here, if you're not sure where to find this, you've typed all this up, you've done all your work, you're going to go to share. And then you want to make sure, now if yours doesn't have this box up, you want to click get shareable link. So then this pops up. You want to have the one that says anyone at Waconia Public Schools can comment. They don't need to edit yours. And if you only do view, then nobody can comment on it. So make sure that you have anyone at the schools can comment. And that's the link you want to copy. Okay. Then you go back again to your Schoology discussion. I would go to my link and I would put that there, and then, you know, whatever, Coniston's responses. And then I would attach it, and then that would be there. Okay. And then it would be posted for your group to see. So that's just the main thing, is make sure that it's a shareable copy that people can comment on. Okay. Now, if I go back into Schoology, or even let me pull up here the weekly agenda so you can see that. So I just got done talking about Tuesday, Wednesday is your writing day. Thursday and then into Friday, if you need it, is your group Schoology discussion day. So if I go back to these directions, this is Thursday and Friday then. So then you're going to be responding to your group mates. You should have 3 or 4, maybe 5 group mates total. So you're going to log into Schoology and go into that discussion board. You should be able to see that you've posted yours, and you should see at least 3 or 4 other people hopefully have posted theirs. You're going to locate their document. You're going to open up their document, read through their answers. So you're going to go through and read through all the responses on here. And then you need to write meaningful comments on at least 3 of their responses. So that would be half. So at least 3 of their 6, you should write a comment. And you're going to do that by creating a comment in the margin of their document. You should have at least 2 sentences per comment. So you're talking about 6 sentences at a minimum for each person's response sheet. If you don't know how to do that, let's say I'm looking through this person's, I'm going to comment on this first one here that has this answer. I would put my mouse or my cursor right on their right on their response, and then I go to insert comment. And then this is where I'll be able to make my comment on the side. And I would put it there, and then I can comment. And it will pop up there on the screen, so you as the owner who owns this original doc can see it. Now, if you want to build on somebody's, you certainly can. You could always go down, if you see, oh, someone already commented on number 1, you can certainly go down and comment on a different one. You could also just click on their comment and you can reply. So then you can, you know, put your reply here and build off somebody else's as well. So that's an option for you. So you're going to be doing that on their doc. What I have here at the bottom of the directions page then is just some ways that you can start your comments. Now, you don't have to use these sentence starters, but they're a really good way to know that you're on the right track with the Socratic seminar. So you can talk to them if you agree or relate to what they're saying. You can talk about I disagree or I see this differently and explain why. And then if you have additional information or you want to add on to their answer, you would do that here. So these are the sentence starters again that you're pulling for your comments over here on the side. So when this is all said and done, if you go back to your original doc, you should be able to see each person left 3 comments on your document. So if you had 3 group mates, you should have 9 comments. If you had 4 group mates, you should see 12. So you should be able to see those going down the side. And you can certainly respond to them as well if you would like. And your comments technically then are due by Sunday. Now, if I go back to this weekly agenda, I think for a lot of you, you'd probably be able to do this on Thursday and be done. You can probably read through people's responses, write a few sentences on each, and then be good. But I am giving you sort of Friday as that open day as well. If you need time to finish the discussion on Friday, the 22nd, you can do that. You can also use Friday, the 22nd, as a work day for independent reading. As we go into next week, next Monday is Memorial Day, so there's technically no school because it's a holiday. And then Tuesday, the 26th, is when your final independent reading, either book review and Flipgrid or the Hobbit study guide is due. So that needs to be submitted by Tuesday. So if you need some time next Friday, or this Friday, excuse me, to work on that, you can do that as well. Okay. So that's pretty much the week. Again, you don't need to submit anything on Schoology. If I go back here, again, the top link on Schoology is the directions, and I'll put this video link on here as well. This is where you do your responses, but again, don't click submit because then you won't be able to share it. The discussion here is where you're going to spend most of your time, where you're going to need to go in and comment on other people's work. And that pretty much takes us through this week. If you have questions as the week goes on, let me know. On Wednesday, I will have a live Zoom that you can jump on and ask specific questions for. Otherwise, feel free to shoot me an email or a Google chat. And yeah, just put some detail into it. And I can't wait to see how you're collaborating and commenting on each other's work. Have a great day and a great week.